Thank you for joining us. You're watching News Radar on TVWest. I'm Victoria Ogudende. Here's what on the radar this hour. The United States praises President Tinubu for his firm stance against terrorism in Nigeria with a letter from Trump specifically commending efforts to protect Christian communities from violence. Nigerian Custom confirms the full reopening of the exports at the Nigeria-Benin border with over 20,000 metric tons of marine oil goods valued at more than 1 billion naira recorded in Q2. On the foreign scene, Trump threatens to destroy Iranian infrastructure each time Tehran targets a vessel in the Hormuz Strait as Houthi allies in Yemen warn of attacks on another key waterway. And in sports, Pep Guardiola is being considered for Italy's vacant coaching job, the Football Federation confirmed after the Azzurri missed a third straight World Cup and Gazzotti will step down following their playoff exits in April. We'll bring you the details shortly.
It's tradition, religious tradition, and good to have a good
United States President Donald Trump has commended President Bola Tinubu for his decisive leadership in tackling terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria. Trump conveyed the commendation in a letter dated July 6th. He particularly praised Tinubu's effort to address violence affecting Christian communities. Trump said the U.S.-Nigeria relationship is crucial at a time where conflicts are spread across West Africa. He noted that both countries share a mutual goal of confronting terrorism in all its forms. He highlighted ongoing defense cooperation, noting that the United States has deployed special operations forces to support Nigerian military. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has dismissed reports that his office allocated 1 billion naira for church musical instruments. In a statement, Kalu said the actual allocation is 780 million naira. He said the funds are intended for youth reorientation and social support through faith-based organizations. The funds will support the purchase of evangelical instruments and public address systems to promote campaigns against narcotics, sexual offenses, and violent crimes. The program aims to instill discipline and character development among young people. Kalu explained that Benda Federal Constituency has 13 electoral wards and over 200 churches. The first phase will cover 130 churches, averaging to about 6 million naira per church. Olamide Oladiji, Speaker of the Ondo State House of Assembly, is reportedly facing impeachment over the alleged diversion of 40 million naira. The money was released by the Ondo State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission for the reordering of the 2026 budget. Reports indicate that about 21 of the 26 members have signed an impeachment notice against the Speaker over allegations of financial mismanagement. Multiple sources within the legislature allege that Oladiji failed to carry members along in the disbursement of the money. This has fueled fresh discontent within the assembly. A source claimed the speaker considered stepping down on Monday but was persuaded against the move by a prominent political figure. The Lagos State government has sought the approval of the State House of Assembly to issue a 100 billion naira bond to finance key infrastructure projects. The request was presented in separate letters from the Commissioner of Finance and read during Tuesday plenary. The proposed bond will finance priorities projects including the new Masses Children's Hospitals, Lagos Island General Hospital, the Lagos Rail Mass Transit Line, and Omu Greek Bridge. The Commissioner said the bond forms part of the state's 1 trillion naira debts and hybrid instruments insurance program. In a separate request, The commissioner also sought approval for Lagos to participate in the FAAC Receivables Discount Program. This would allow the state to leverage future FAAC allocations to access about $17 million in third-party funding. The Oyo State Rule of Law Enforcement Authority has impounded 19 cows in Iseyin local government area over allegations of repeated destructions of farmland by grazing cattle. The action followed a petition by a farmer prompting the authority to launch an enforcement operation against illegal grazing. The enforcement team carried out an early morning operations to intercept the herders and the cattle before they could leave the affected farmlands. The authority seized the cows in line with the state's anti-open grazing law. Efforts are underway to identify the owners for appropriate legal actions. The chairperson said the operation formed part of ongoing efforts to protect farmers and ensure compliance with the law. The Oni of Ife has appealed for peace and unity as the August 15th governorship election in Osun State draws near. Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi made the appeal when the ADC governorship candidate and party leaders visited him. He stressed the need for successive government to accord Ile-Ife the attention and development befitting its historical significance. The Oni said Ile-Ife remains the source of an ancestral home of the Yoruba people. He noted that the late Oni Adesoji Aderemi served as governor of the whole western region. Since he left office, Ile-Ife has not experienced the level of development befitting his status. He appealed to politicians and their supporters to conduct themselves peacefully. He urged all parties to shun violence, avoid bloodshed, and remain patient. The Ogun Area Command of the Nigeria Customs Service has announced that export operations are fully resumed at the Nigeria-Benin border. The command recorded a non-oil export volume of 20,972 metric tons valued at over 1 billion naira in the second quarter of 2026. There were no export activities during the same period last year. The export comprised wild stacks, crushed thermal coal, and compressed natural gas products. The command generated 663 million naira as of the end of June. It expects improved collections in the coming months. Anti-smuggling operations led to seizures worth over 4.6 billion naira. About 30,000 parcels of cannabis weighing over 12 tons were intercepted and handed over to NDLEA. You're watching News Radar on TVWest. We'll take a short break now. When we return, we'll continue with the news. Welcome back to News Radar here on TVWest. Actress Eniola Badmus and Afrobeat singer Davido have reunited at the event in Abuja, putting rumors of a rift between them to rest. Badmus shared photos and videos on Instagram with the caption, "With the family 30BG," showing her alongside Davido and members of his crew. The pair were seen smiling, chatting, and posing together during the event. Their relationship came under public scrutiny in 2022 following the death of Davido's son. Although reports later suggested they had reconciled, their latest public appearance together has renewed public interest in their friendship. Fans have expressed delight at seeing the long-term friends together again after months of speculations about their relationship. The World Health Organization has urged African governments to strengthen national hepatitis programs and expand access to vaccination, testing, and treatment. The WHO Regional Director for Africa said viral hepatitis remains a major public health challenge across the region. He noted that new hepatitis B infections by 25% between 2015 and 2024. However, he warned that millions of people continue to miss out on life-saving services despite availability of effective interventions. He said many people are diagnosed too late or cannot access care, leading to preventable deaths. No one should die from a disease that can be prevented, diagnosed, and in many cases treated. On the global scene, US President Donald Trump has vowed to destroy an Iranian bridge or power plant every time Iran shoots at a ship in the Strait of Hormuz. His threat came as Iranian allied Houthis in Yemen threatened the second vital energy route. 7 tankers have changed course in the Red Sea to avoid Bab el-Mandeb Strait since the Houthis threat on Tuesday. Oil prices hit a near 6-week high. Brent crude reached more than $95 a barrel before easing back. US gasoline prices has climbed back over $4 a gallon. An Iranian military said Tehran would retaliate against infrastructure in the region. Iran's near-total blockade of the Strait of Hormuz has sparked inflation around the world. Trump attended a ceremony for 4 US service members killed in Iranian attacks. The war has led to the death of 18 US service members and injured more than 450 troops. And now sports. The Italian Football Federation has confirmed that Pep Guardiola is among candidates for the vacant head coach position. Italy has been without a coach since Gennaro Gattuso resigned after April's World Cup playoff loss. The Azzurris missed out on a 3rd consecutive Men's World Cup. FIGC President Giovanna Malago said the federation is willing to make a financial sacrifice to bring Guardiola, who is a free agent after leaving Manchester City this summer. Malago said talks with Guardiola may not come to fruition, but he believes it was a right to open a dialogue. He stressed that Guardiola, former Italy coach Roberto Mancini, and Italy great Andrea Pirlo are not the only candidates. Guardiola has often expressed his desire to coach a national team before he retires. He has won 41 major trophies, including 3 Champions League. That's the news radar for this hour. I am Victoria Ogudende. Thank you for joining us. Stay with TVWest for more trusted journalism, meaningful conversations, and solution-focused programming. Until next bulletin, stay informed, stay inspired. Thank you for joining us.